Look, man, just in case y'all forgot, this is who I am. This is right here is what I do. This is the Diamond Crew. But I want to give a shout out to my G's and my OGs. But you already know what to do. But if you're new to this channel and you like content like this, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to like. I need you to comment. I need you to subscribe. I need you to share this. I need you to hit that notification bell so you always up to date. Look, man, as y'all can tell, I got on my Joel Embiid jersey, and it's a reason for that. I feel like I should talk a little bit more basketball, but Philadelphia Eagles, take over my life, and I can't see past the Philadelphia Eagles. Even though I have had a lot of heartbreak in the past, from the Philadelphia 76ers, but we have to talk about this. We have to talk about what we seen last night. History was made by one of the best basketball players in the NBA, my favorite basketball player currently in the NBA, Joel Embiid. Look, man, my dog scored 70 points last night, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, and 59% field goal percentage. Look, man, that dude was lights out, on fire. He really put Victor Wembanyama in his place last night. He let him know, man, look, you're a rookie. I'm the vet, and I'm about to throw a 70 burger up on y'all. The only player in franchise history to ever wear a Sixers jersey to score that many points. I think Wilt Chamberlain was next up to him now. And I think he scored about 68 points. So for you to come out here and be over 50% field goal percentage, score 70 points, and still have a bunch of rebounds, that's crazy. That right there is the reason why Joel Embiid should be in the MVP conversation. It was an amazing game, man. So I had to talk about that. Before we got back into our Eagle football. And then because it's a lot we got to talk about Eagle football. Like I told y'all in my last video, things already changed from my last video. You know what I'm saying? Which I just put out yesterday, but it already done changed. You know what I'm saying? According to D Gun, and this is the main reason why I had to jump up on here, man. This is the main reason why. According to D Gun, Brian Johnson is basically all but fired. I mean, and like I said in my last video, Brian Johnson is not a fan favorite, right? The fans does not want him here, even though I'm not a fan of Brian Johnson, right? I don't want people to get this confused. I'm not a fan of him. I just said that I thought that he would still be here next year, from the success that he had, even though this offense was pedestrian at times. Like we just didn't know what we needed to do. Brian Johnson did not have the answers, but a lot of us was saying that was because of this is basically his rookie season. And I want everybody to know, according to D Gun, he is all but fired, but he's not fired yet. When he does get fired, in this etched in stone, I would definitely let y'all know. But for right now, all indications are Brian Johnson will not be returning to the Eagles as the offensive coordinator. And this is what Gunn tweeted, saying he will land elsewhere in some offensive capacity now that the Titans hired Brian Callahan. BJ can now be dealt any way the Eagles feel. I kind of thought, once I put everything in perspective with the situation, once the Philadelphia Eagles figured out that, Brian Johnson will not be dealt, he will not be on the move as of right now in the head coaching position, we can definitely, do what we want with Brian Johnson. If Brian Johnson is getting fired, in my opinion, this will probably be the time to do it. But, there's so many coaches or coordinators, that can fill this role, once Brian Johnson is fired. Who do y'all want as an offensive coordinator? Who do you think has the best offensive mind, out of the guys that's available this year? It's such a plethora of guys who's available, like Frank Wright. Frank Wright, I think he got fired from Minneapolis or whatever, or some form of fashion like that. Now he's available. You know, a lot of people are high on Frank Wright. Do y'all think he's a guy, the X and O guy, you know, that we need to fill this role? You know, we already had Frank right here before as offensive coordinator, 2017, when the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. One of my favorite teams, that wore an Eagle jersey. You know, so it's a lot of people high on Frank Wright. It's a lot of people that want to contact Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, you know, Bobby Slowik, Brian Flores. You know, the list goes on of how many offensive minds are available right now, you know, to fill that offensive coordinator role. But we have to wait until the news drops, you know, that Brian Johnson has officially been fired. And when that happens, you know, we will report on that, you know, because that's what we do. And I will be happy, you know, to be reporting that video. Also, man, let's talk about, you know, another group of guys that the Eagles have contacted for the DC role, you know, already. The Eagles have contacted Mike Caldwell already, you know, a former player for the Philadelphia Eagles, I think a linebacker, also a former coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles have contacted him to interview, and also this is a surprise to me, you know, and a guy who I'm not about to sit here and say I'm excited about, even though, you know, he has had some success at the defensive coordinator role, but the Eagles also contacted Riverboat Ron Rivera, to interview for the DC position for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm gonna have to say, in my opinion, that's one that I might just have to pass on if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles. I might have to pass on that because I don't want Riverboat Ron. You know, after seeing, you know, what the Commanders fans went through this season, you know, even though that Riverboat was in a head coaching position and not a defensive coordinator position, it's two different positions, two different responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, uh, I don't like what I seen from Riverboat. I never was a Riverboat Ron fan, you know, and I'm cool with, you know, not hiring him as a DC. Now, if the Eagles feel a certain way, man, we got to roll with the punches. But at the same time, um, I don't think Riverboat Ron is the answer. Also, man, real quick, man, I want to talk about some news that came out about the Eagles signing players to reserve or future contracts. And I just want to, you know, go over these guys real quick. Nothing too major. I'm not gonna look too deep into this because the Eagles do this type of stuff all the time. But I still feel like you need to know. You need to know who the Eagles signed. First off, man, defensive tackle Thomas Booker. And then also the Eagles have signed tackle LaRaven Clark, wide receiver Shaquan Davis, defensive tackle Noah Ellis, defensive back Makai Gardner, defensive back Mario Goodrich, wide receiver Jacob Harris, wide receiver Griffin Herbert, defensive end Teron Jackson, tight end EJ Jenkins, linebacker Terrell Lewis, defensive back Tristan McCullum, defensive back Taiwan Mullen, wide receiver Joseph Ngata, running back Lou Nichols, guard Jason Poe, linebacker Brandon Smith, center Letitia Smith, tackle Brett Toth, wide receiver Austin Watkins. Only probably player that, you know, kind of stand out to me the most on this list is wide receiver Austin Watkins. Austin Watkins, I think, played for the he played for Cleveland, the Browns. And I think that he was the receiver that really kind of beat the Eagles up last year in the preseason. A little young receiver with a whole bunch of upside. You know, I'm not sure how much bunch of speed. I'm not sure how much we see from Austin Watkins, you know, moving forward into the next season, which we're prepping for right now, which sucks. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. We prepping for it. I can't wait to see what Austin Watkins look like in the preseason and moving forward. So look, man, that's the list of guys who the Eagles have signed to reserve a future contracts. Just for your information, just a FYI, you know, because you know how to do those type of things. All right, real quick, man. something I want to get into real quick before we jump on out of here today. I told you this is going to be a quick video, something I'm going to pop in and pop out. You know, information is rolling in and rolling out, and I got to make sure y'all know what it is. I got to be the guy to report on it because, like I said, this is what I do. But Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman will have a meeting with the media today on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'm hoping to get this video out before that comes out. So you know, I got to get a move on. But at the same time, these two guys will be addressing the media. So that kind of tells me a few different things about which way this organization is headed. First off, you know, Nick Sirianni is not a fan favorite. I'm not a super fan favorite of Nick Sirianni, but I'm not opposed to him staying as well. I'm not opposed to him staying. If he was to get fired, I would be cool with that as well. Can we? The question is, can we win with Nick Sirianni? And the past shows that you can, but you got to have the right people in place, defensively and offensively. So Nick Sirianni can thrive. That's basically what it is in a nutshell. But with him and Howie Roseman addressing the media today on Wednesday, we can look forward to Nick Sirianni being the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, our football team, for at least one more year. And, you know, and you know, when Howie and Nick come out and address the media today, of course, we're going to have something to say about it. Of course, there's going to be a lot of questions that need to be answered. And I wish I was a fly on the wall. I wish I was one of those guys, you know what I'm saying, with one of those audio guys. It's what I love to do anyway. I love audio. I'm an audio guy. I wish I was one of those guys right there, you know, asking the questions and getting information out of these guys because, you know, as a fan base, as a fan of a fan base, as a content creator, we have a lot of questions. We have a lot of questions. And hopefully a lot of those questions will be answered with this presser today. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Like I said, man, keep your eyes peeled for everything DCSP, everything Diamond Crew Sports Podcast, because how they're going to continue bringing that work. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe up. More importantly, make sure you hit the notification bells because you never know when how they're going to drop a video. I'm going to say it until my eyes pop out. You know, I got to say it because people seem to forget, you know, how this works. You like this, you comment, you subscribe, you hit all the notification bells, you do all that stuff, and Hada on his way up. I'm on my way up, and it's all because of y'all, and I appreciate that. I'm thankful. I'm grateful for all of the support you give. You know, it's undeniably the best stuff you could ever get on earth. You know what I'm saying? But until next time, man, y'all stay blessed, right? Y'all continue getting to a bag. That's what's important. Don't never let nobody come between you and getting to your money. Get to your bag. But until next time, not out.